Da, da, da. We are live. Good morning, friends in the Social Synergy group. This is our December 1st. Oh my gosh, December 1st edition of Works for Me Wednesday. And I want to introduce you guys to my friend Krista, who is with Pink Zebra, and she is here to share with us about something special that she does in her business called Punch Cups. And I'll get to that in 1 second. I just want to remind you that this is Krista giving of her own time to share with you guys something that's working for her in her business. If you have any questions about anything Krista's asking, please put it in the comments below and she can answer you there. Please do not private message my guests. They're working their own businesses. They don't have time to answer a lot of personal messages from people about whatever it is that we talked about on here. So if you have questions, please ask them below. Let her answer them here for everybody and let her work with her own team and her own business privately. I greatly appreciate that. So Krista, we're going to talk about Punch Cups today. But before we do that, I want you to tell us a little bit about you and your business and who you are in the business and what's happening in your world.
There's so much happening in our world, is there not? I mean, we're all coming off of what probably is one of the biggest months of the year, typically in network marketing. But I am a director with Pink Zebra. I have a team of over 1,300 people, which is crazy, but don't get caught up on that number because as we all know, not everybody works their business regardless of how many people you have on your team. So it's really not about that number, it's about who's working it, right? But I got to give a shout out to my team. They did $300,000 in sales this month. Woo! And went over $3 million for the year. And
it's incredible. Congratulations to you and to your team.
They are consistently over that number for the past 3 years. So they're amazing. They're amazing. I've been in Pink Zebra for 5 years, and it is the first company and only company that I have been with. And I was a
That's right. You started in Pink Zebra. Like your first ever direct sales company was Pink Zebra.
Yeah. And I was a skeptic. I was that person. Like nobody ever gets the pink Cadillac. Nobody ever really goes on these incentive trips. Nobody ever really does this. I was a kidnapper. I just wanted my discount because I love the product. And that quickly turned into my full-time income. 1 year in, I was able to fire my boss. And
nice.
At my age, which I'm going to be 48 January, but you don't think about starting over. You think that you're in your forever place. And I was a supervisor in a call center. I had my own team. I had been there 10 years, salary, the whole full benefit thing. And so it was scary, to leave there. But I trusted my gut and I went with it. And I have never been happier. To meet so many people, to make the kind of income that I'm making is it does really happen, you guys.
Crazy money. Mm-hmm.
It's insane. I have never, I can't even explain it. Like it's insane. But I love what I do. I love to be able to help people. I love to watch their faces light up when they promote, when they see the light at the end of the tunnel and they get it, like that glow that they get when they can quit their job, that glow when they buy that car. That's what it's about for me now. I've been on the trips. I've touched it all now, and I just earned my 6th incentive trip. So
I'm a great +1 if you ever need someone. I have references.
I'm this close to the +1, so I am. We can earn it for 2. So I love what I do. I love network marketing. I love direct sales. I love everything about it. But the one thing when I started is I was working 50 hours a week. I was going to school online, and I had a baby. Yeah, you guys, I have 3 adult children and an 8-year-old. So when people tell me they don't have time, I don't really have a lot of empathy for that, and take that with a grain of salt. It's because I feel like if you want it, you go after what you want. If you want to buy
Right.
the iPhone, but you don't have the money, somehow you find a way to get that iPhone, right? And I
Right.
think that this is the same way. Like, you make time for what you want, and um, you have to believe in what you're doing, regardless of what company it is, and you have to love your product. That's my 2 cents. But so my point is that I was working all online. Because there really was no time for an event. There was no time to go to people's houses when you have all that going on.
And this is when you started 5 years ago, right? When you first came in. Okay.
So I was working 50 hours a week, baby, online school for my second degree in business.
Mhm.
And so I started on a fluke with an online party I didn't even want to have. And that turned into all of this now. Thank God for it too. The only downfall is I wish I would have started sooner. I really wish that I would have started sooner and seen the light sooner, really, because the energy is just amazing. And I have met so many friends, and like Melanie, like meeting all these people and becoming friends and networking with them, it's my thing. It's my thing, and I never even knew it was my thing, you know?
I love your thing.
Who knew that it was my thing? But I love it, right? So I work 100% online. I always have. It worked for me, so why change it?
Sure.
So what I started teaching myself how to use Facebook. I didn't know how to use Facebook, really. I knew how to post. I started teaching myself, different things out there and how things work. I started putting the time in of watching training. This is how I met Melanie. I was watching her training all the time and learning all these nuggets, as Melanie says, of information, and educating myself on how different things work. And that is key, because this is constantly changing.
Constantly,
It's
yes.
super important to educate yourself and stay up with the times. So here I am, learning algorithm, learning this, learning that, and building just relationship after relationship. And that is the key to all of this, whether you're online or not. So my business is 100% online. Online parties, my VIP group, I got a couple thousand people in there, and they're very active because I'm active with them. They're going to follow what we do. Consistency. Consistency.
Yes.
So I have been very blessed, and the fact that I've been able to be successful and pass that on to my team, and pass that on to people, and watch them light up. And that's like my, I don't know what the word is.
Your juice. Right.
It's my mojo, man. It's like what gets me up in the morning, right? But having the freedoms to stay home, to pay bills, to go buy something if I want it, and not have to worry about, do I have gas money today, or something like that. And so it's an amazing feeling to be free. It really, really is. And everybody is capable of it. And one thing Melanie told me in the beginning was, you're never going to run out of people. And I was like, but what if? And she's like, you're never going to run out of people. And I remember her saying, I don't know if you remember telling me that, but it stuck with me. And it's true. Like, there's a never ending supply of people out there, regardless.
Absolutely, there are.
And you might say, well, my company has a lot of consultants, but they're not all working it.
No.
They're not all working it the way you do, or the way you're going to. And that's what's important, is how are you working your business to, bring that influx in. That's what makes the difference.
Agreed.
So one of the things that I have been doing, and I cannot
so what are you doing?
Well, I do a lot of online parties. I probably do about 20 a month on average. My personal sales fluctuate between 4 and 8,000. Usually on the higher end. This month I did 10,000 in
I was
personal
gonna say, what
sales.
did you do? What did you do in November? Yeah.
10,000. So one thing I did different this month, and I cannot take credit for coming up with this idea. Okay. People out there have been doing this for a really long time. And it really got big in our world in Pink Zebra because people are always looking for another way to get money to come into their business. And that's how it should be. But for me, I'm like so busy with my own business because I'm, big team, big business, big, and I still have my personal life going on too, dogs and kids. And, but I fought this. I fought Punch Cups. Punch Cups is not my idea, but it's important to know this. There are people that have been making a lot of money doing this for a long time, and I have fought it. I have fought it over and over.
Quite stubborn. Yes.
I was not going to do it because what I was doing was working just fine. And I fought it. And the reason I fought it is because I don't like packaging up boxes. I don't like shipping boxes out. And the whole reason I did what I did, the way I do it, is because everybody orders from my website. I don't deliver stuff. I don't take money. I don't deal with any of that. I have trained them our customers do what we train them to do. Really, it's truly, and I mean on the best way. I don't mean it to sound, condescending, but if we train them to pick stuff up from us or we're going to deliver it, that's what they're going to expect. I have always said it where you go to my website. I don't deal with money. I don't deal with this. I will, but I don't have to. So why?
Right.
So I have fought Punch Cups. And one of my teammates, her name's Julie, she was saying how she made $1,000 in one night. And I was like, Julie, how? Share with our team. I always wanted to share with our team. And so she let me watch her thing. And I was like, it's Punch Cups. And I was like, okay, all right, fine. I'll do it. I will do it. Because even though I make a decent income and I do well on my personal sales consistently, I just thought to myself, but I can do better. And if you can do this in one evening, like if I can make $1,000 in an hour, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? Like, Krista, you're so, I'm yelling at myself. Krista, why? Why are you not doing this? So,
stubborn. Yes.
So I took some, and I'm going to show you. I'm going to show it to you here in a second, but I took some items that I had, and it doesn't matter what company you're with either. I was talking to Kristen Coy from Pampered Chef, and I said, Kristen,
hi, Kristen. I'm sure she's watching. She's always watching.
I said, you could totally do this. She said, well, my stuff is usually big and heavier. I said, but it doesn't have to be the same. You could do just the kitchen utensils and make them $20 ones. Like, the beauty of this is you have complete control over it. You can make it whatever you want it to be. Right?
Right.
And then it could be easy. You could make a stocking stuffer punch cup, and they're only $20 spots, and it's just the kitchen utensils. So you control that it's not that big, heavy stuff. Right? And even if you don't have a lot of stock, I don't hold a lot of stock. Like, I don't do events and stuff, but I do have stuff laying around in case somebody, wants something. So it doesn't have to be big. You could, nails. You could do the nail strips really easy with punch cups.
So easy. Yes.
So easy. And you don't have to have, I use our sprinkle cartons. I'm going to show you. I'm going to move you. Okay. So I use what we call our blend bash, and I use our cartons. Okay. Here's the other thing. I'm not fancy. I'm not a fancy girl. I'm a leggings and hair up kind of girl, right? It doesn't have to be fancy. I've seen them fancy where they decorate lids and do all this. But the reason I do it this way, can you guys see? The reason I do it this way is because my little girl does these live with me and she wants to punch them. So it's
a little punch cups. Yep.
They're punch cups. And again, that's an added thing that we did. So I will post in my group, punch cups are up. I put two $75 ones, and I'll write on these number 1, number 2, number 3. I number them. You can see number 9, and I'll just number them, and I'll say, I have two $75 spots. I have 6 $50 spots, and then 4 $25 spots. Now, why did I do that? Because I wanted to see, would they buy the more expensive ones? Would they just want I didn't know because I had never done them before. The $75 spots were gone first. And I was like, wait, what? What?
And it's a mystery. So what they're buying is they don't know. They're buying a mystery.
They're buying a mystery. It's gambling, but not gambling.
Because they're getting something.
Because they're getting something, but it's that the fun of, they love to watch Rory punch the cups and put on her little show. They it takes us 1 hour. So in 1 hour, I'm doing anywhere from $600 to $1,000. So for 1 hour, and I go every Sunday at 7 p.m. now, because I take the money that I make. Immediately, I take the money that I make and put it right back in and order stuff for the next one.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So what'll happen? I'm going to turn you around for a minute. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me, if I can. How do I turn around?
There should be a.
I know, but it's not there. Well, I'll do it this way. Okay. So I will say, this is not our $75 spot, but let's just say, Julie, you picked number 1. So you can either take this and I will explain to them what it is, or you can pick that. And so she gets a choice. This is the way I do it. So Julie picked number 1. Julie, you get a choice of this or that. And she tells me if she wants this or that. And I ship it out to her. But what I've incorporated into this is that once she chooses hers, that one that she didn't choose is up for grabs. So people that are watching us live can buy it right there. I didn't do that the first time.
Okay, so she chooses number 1, and then someone else is like, oh, I want the football. I want the football. I'll take that one. So for $75, they can have that second set that was not chosen.
Correct. And the first one on my screen that claims it, they get it, and they do a PayPal or a Venmo right there on the spot, and I mark it and it goes to them. And so now not only am I collect the punch cup money up front. I put the punch cups up and they claim them on my group. Mm-hmm. And then I cross them off as they do it. I take that money, I purchase this stuff so it's here for the next week.
Okay.
And then while I'm live, that money that comes in, then I'll just keep purchasing it. So it's not money out of my pocket, really. I'm getting the sales volume for it.
Well, yeah, because they can, and now they've seen it. I'm pulling up in the group too to see if there's anybody asking questions at the same time. That is different. So I've seen a lot of punch cups, and I have not seen that before, but that's smart.
Yeah, because it's like, if I wanted to, that could be income in my pocket. If I was in a place where I needed it right then and there, that's income in your pocket immediately. But if you keep putting the money right back, you have to be diligent about this, because you're going to get sales volume. And in our case, we're allowed to have parties in our own name. So I'm also getting the hostess rewards.
Nice. Right. So you're not manipulating, massaging the system and using all of the magic that you can to make these profitable, super profitable.
Super profitable. And for every $500 party we close, we donate a day of free daycare to a single mom for our Heroes program. So
okay, I do have some questions for you.
Yep.
And that is brilliant. I love that philanthropy piece of your business that does that supports women in need. I love that.
Me too.
Okay. Question. All right. Darlene, would it work for cosmetics? Well, of course it would, sweetie.
Absolutely.
Of course it would.
And you don't have to have 75 and 50 and 25. You can make it whatever price you want, whatever
Mhm.
price you want. And say you want to do a stocking stuffer, which would work great for nails or makeup or even Pampered Chef or Tastefully Simple or really anyone. You can make right now, you could go do a stocking stuffer one and put $20 or $30 worth. Now, my punch cups always have at least that amount of product or more.
That's
So
another question coming up. That's for Jess. That was what she was asking. Are the items being sold at a discount or are they full value? That kind of goes with that.
So I always put at least the amount of the value that I'm giving them. My customers, I'm have strong relationships with my customers, and I want to keep that going. So in my price, I incorporate the shipping. So that $75 is going to have $75 worth of product for me, but then that also includes the shipping. But it's easier just to incorporate the shipping into whatever your cost, whatever price you put on there. It's easier to incorporate the shipping because then you don't have to go back and collect shipping separately and all it. That's just more work. Work smarter, not harder.
I've seen it both ways where they will, here's the cost of the punch cup, you pay the actual shipping later, or it's all included. So yeah.
For me and my thought process, it's just easier for everybody. And they seem to like in their mind, it's a better value when the shipping's already included in there. But the beauty of this, it's your business.
Right.
You get to do it any way that you want. I've seen people, like if you got a punch cup, they have this little game. Michelle Tate Hurd in Pink Zebra does this. She has this little pop the pig thing. And every time they put a thing in its mouth and squeeze it. And when it pops, whoever picked that number, they get an extra prize.
That's
so you can do, it's fun, but you can do whatever craziness you want. Most people I've seen don't offer this or that, but Julie on my team did it, and I was watching it and I was like, that's great, because now they are gambling. Not gambling, that's a bad word. They're taking a chance, but they get a choice.
Right.
And then I took it one step further and said, okay, but this is available. So if somebody wants to purchase it right now, let's do it. I'm going to the post office and packing boxes anyway, so we might as well do it all at once. And I have sold everything out 2 full times, and I'm just now restocking it. So the thing is like, if you are, say you're ordering stuff and you get Hostess rewards and you only paid half on something, you want to make sure that you're following your company's policies and not overcharging, and, make sure what your company's policies are.
Okay, here's another question. Tammy says, do they pay $75 if they want a $75 item? Then where does the punching come in?
Gotcha. Okay, so
why don't you take us through from the beginning? So I buy a $75 punch cup from your chart, and I'm like, I want the $75 mystery cup.
Okay, so
and then during your live,
one, you chose number 1.
Okay,
this is number 1. We punch it. We pull out the little number or tag. I'll put a sample in there, and I will. These are numbered, so I know which 2 numbers they get. Okay. Right. And I'll say, okay, 1 goes with 4 because they're both $75 groups. And then I'll say, okay.
You go to the number 4 groupings.
I'll go to the number here. You can choose this grouping, and I'll tell them what it is: falling snowflake, accent shade, the blue crackle, and cinnamon spice sprinkles. Right. And again, this actually is 75, and then I'll say, or you can get this crackle with this accent shade and new car leather sprinkles. All right. So you get to choose this or that. And say she chooses falling snowflakes. I'm like, okay, this is hers, and that's off the market. And I say, Okay, so this one is available. If anybody wants it, it's $75 and it's on. And then I will come back and we will pull, the next number, and I pull them in order. For me, I pull them in order of what they pay, who pays first. Right? Because I don't want somebody else down here coming and claiming this when
Right.
he was first. So I try to go in an order. And again, you don't have to have cartons in this setup. You could have shot glasses for, it's just something that they can visually see that you kind of.
So let me answer this question for Tammy really quick. So Tammy said, so you let the 75 punch people go first. So Krista has already pre-created, before she goes live awarding these punch cups, she's pre-created the bundles. So the prizes are grouped together. So the 75 people, even if they were the last ones to go, their bundles that they get to choose from are still their bundles that they get to choose from. So some
Correct.
$25 person isn't going to take the $75 person's bundle. So she gets to choose from a specific bundle set. Does that make sense, Tammy?
Correct. We'll do this. We'll do it this way. Right. So here's a $50. This is 50.
Mm-hmm.
This is 50. This is 50. This is 50. If Sarah chooses number 5, $50 bundle, I'm going to say, okay, Sarah, this is number 5 because I've numbered these. And you get to choose between this, and then number 5 goes with number 6, well, just for easy.
Okay.
Right. So you get to choose this $50 bundle because it's number 5 and that's the number you paid for.
Mm-hmm. That's what you want.
Or you get to choose this one. And she tells me which one she wants. So the ones that are this and that is not going to be part of this. So basically every punch cup that I have has a partner. So if I have 15 punch cups, I have to have 30 sets
bundles, right? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Right.
Well, that makes sense. That makes sense. If you have a nurse, I mean, if I won the nurse one, and I don't have anybody who's a nurse in a normal punch cup the other way, then I would be getting the nurse one,
Correct.
And I'm like, what am I going to do with this nurse one? But you're offering an option that says, you know what? If you don't want the nurse one, you can swap it for this one instead.
Right.
And so then I'm like, I don't have a nurse, but I could use that one. That one makes more sense for me. I want to swap.
Or that would be a great gift. And so you have to have the room when you're planning this out. You have to have the room to have a second bundle. If you're going to do a this or that, you don't have to do a this or that. You can just put say you have 10, you want 10, you have 10 little bundles you're going to do. You can just say, hey, you chose number 1. This is number 1. This is what you get. You can do it that way.
So what's in the cups is a question.
Normally, I just punch this out. We do pink zebra, so we do sprinkles, home fragrance. I'll have a little sample in here, and on the back is 9 and 19. So I'll go to number 9 and say, okay, this is your number 9. This is what you bought.
This is what you bought. Yeah, this is what you want in your punch cup.
But here's number 19. And you get to choose between this or that. And then she says, oh, I want this one. Great. This one's yours. And I'll put this with her bundle. And I'll say, okay, everybody, that is available. Now, if anybody wants it, it's the first comment on my screen. This is also getting people to interact with your live, which is huge for your algorithm, they say.
The question is, so you go down the list and the first person that paid gets to pick a punch cup, and then that number goes to the bundles that she chose from. Yeah, Krista's pre-setting all of this up. This isn't random at all. She's pretty much pre-setting it up.
Correct. So I have a picture on my VIP group of 15 circles, and they're numbered. And people comment in my group I want number 1 and number 5. And I say, okay, they're yours. They pay me. I cross those off. When the punch cups are all purchased, then we go live.
Mm-hmm. And then the other question is, but what if they don't pick the right cup for the amount they paid? They 100% will. Like,
right, because I'm going to say number 1 and number 2 is 75 on my circles.
On the image, it
I'll
says
share it with you guys so you can see it when we're done.
Yeah,
On the
good idea.
circles, it'll say number 1 is 75, number 2 is 75, number 3 is 50, number 4 is 50. They know what the prices are when they buy them and pay for them. And they're paying for them.
Tammy says, can we join your VIP group? Yes, as long as you plan to be participatory and not just lurk. Plan to be participatory in the group. I'm sure Krista would let you. What if no one shows up? Doesn't really matter because they purchased them in advance.
Yeah, so the when I tell them, like, I had somebody, they're all paid for before we ever do this, except for like all right, so this or that, they paid for one of these. The other one,
the one that doesn't get chosen, is up for grabs.
But let's say they have to work. Okay, so then I'll tell them it's okay. I will send you a picture of what your number is, and you can let me know. And I'm not going to sell the other one until you let me know.
Okay, that makes sense.
That's happened a couple times, but usually I can get the picture to them ahead of the punch cups. And I can say,
how do you work that beforehand? I don't know what your question is, Jess. How do you work that beforehand? Can you clarify? Jess is our interview for next week. She's the one that does like 15 parties in one night. So she's into what this is.
Oh God.
Jess, can you clarify with the how do you work that beforehand part? I think we're caught up. Another one asked if they can join your group. Yes, yeah, she'll put her link to her VIP group. Just, you all know about the algorithms. Don't be a stalker in there. Like, participate in things. If you're going to join people's customer groups, then make sure that you are an active participant and not dead weight.
And if you scroll down, we've done like 3 of them, and you'll see us live doing them.
So how do you advertise them before you're going live and coordinate the people? So she's pre-selling the punch cup. She's pre-selling the mystery bags, basically pre-selling the bundles. And she'll show a picture of the bundle thing. And it's not the bundles you'll see, they're like circles, or you could draw, stockings and have stocking 1, stocking 2, stocking 3, or bags. And, you buy bag 1 and bag 7 or something like that. It's just like mystery bags. And then they pick which one they want. I bought a punch board. I bought a Christmas punch board a few years ago, and I've never used it. This is brilliant. I can finally use it. Okay, I'm caught up.
It doesn't have to be fancy. Like I said, this is tissue paper with a rubber band around it. People don't care how cute it looks. It doesn't have to have rainbows and frillies and flowers and all that. They're not here for that.
Show me 101, right? Show me what you got. Yes.
They like to watch Rory play around and punch them, because my customers they've watched Rory grow up. Like they know, and she's a little entertainer, so they are enjoying that. But this is here for Rory to hit them. It can just be anything. It doesn't even have to be something that you literally punch through. It could just be a board. It could be an advent calendar. It could be anything that you want it to be.
I've seen them in bags, like in different companies, just using gift bags that have numbers on the front of them. And what's in the bag is either the product, if it's small enough, or it's just a number, or it's just the words. Like, they win the Death by Chocolate set. And so then you go and show them the Death by Chocolate set that they won in that. It's mystery. What this is called, guys, is Krista has gamified her business. This is gamification. It's an avenue of income in your business where you create a fun, entertaining game night out of it. And people love it. And what we were talking about, Krista, is that it's different. And so people are like, okay, maybe I am sick of going to the parties or whatever. What can I do that's different? And this is different. And all of a sudden people are like, wow. And something you tried to sell to them that they didn't buy, all of a sudden, because it's a mystery and they don't know what it is, all of a sudden now they want it. They want it as a mystery.
These punch cups, the 3 times I've done them, I'm just kicking myself in the butt for not doing it the past couple of years, watching all these other people doing them and just being bullheaded about not doing it. Like, I think about it and I'm like mad at myself because all this time, these punch cups for me, the 3 times I've done them have sold out within 2 hours.
And you said
like,
the
I
first
don't
ones
sit
to
on
sell
them
were
for
the 75, right? The big
the
ones.
$75 ones go first. It's crazy. But the way our product is, they know if they're buying a $75 one, they know they're getting a shade. They know they're getting a warmer. You know, they know
Right.
that. And so they want the big stuff. So
Right.
the other thing that this does is it allows people to see different products from our catalog.
Oh
live.
yeah, because you can talk
And
about
so
them too.
there's a few things that are going on here. We're making money. First of all, we're making money. We're creating a lot of mail too, but we're making money. But we're also showing what the product actually looks like, because it does look different live than it does in the catalog. It just does.
And
But
you're doing a consistent live every single week with lots of interaction.
this is huge. This is a big thing, but in the catalog,
It's as big as your head.
Yeah, like you
It
cannot see that in the catalog though, unless you're reading, and most people don't read anything anymore.
No.
So it does make a difference. And then maybe somebody will be like, oh, I really like that, but it was taken, what's your link? You know, so you got a lot of different things that you can do with this, and it's endless the ways that you can do this or what you can do with them. You just have to, the shipping part,
Right.
you have to make a decision. Are you going to incorporate your shipping into your price? I encourage that, because when you say, hey, the shipping's included in this, psychologically, people are like, oh, cool, I don't have to pay a separate shipping charge.
Free shipping. Yeah, that's what they think. Free shipping.
They think free shipping is what they think, whether you're incorporating it or not. Okay.
Right.
So psychologically, I would encourage to not do that separately. I don't, my friend Julie on my team, she lets them pay after the fact. I do not.
No.
I'm not playing that game, because what if all of a sudden they don't like it and they disappear? We pay for the punch cups up front. Now,
Yes.
the people who want to purchase the fair game stuff, that live, they have to go and they have to pay and then come back on. So we don't.
Tammy wants to know if you've ever tried to do more than 75. If you have a big spenders.
I did 100 the last time. Both bought.
I can totally see that.
They were
You know you're getting big good stuff.
My customers again know that they're going to get more than $100. They're going to get at least $100. They know that. They know that. But also, I have set that precedent. So make sure that when you do this, the minute that you set that precedent, they're going to expect that. Then you can't like change it after the fact.
Right.
You can't be like, oh, I should have, and then change it up on them, because I just think that, you know, some of the stuff you can get discounted. Maybe you buy it under consultant pricing. Maybe you
oh my goodness, they know how to work it. They know how to work the consultant magic to get the most
right.
the least. So, they know. Yeah.
So it is still the value of the product is the value of the product.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
So
exactly.
If you have tons of stock, it's a great way to get rid of stock. If you have Christmas stuff sitting around, okay, Christmas is almost over. Get rid of it. Because after
That's what I was thinking. This would be a fun thing to try with your group after your Christmas cutoff, you know, and people can either, if you did it in enough time to ship them, then they could get it before Christmas. But what if they didn't? So what if it was like the week between Christmas and New Year's? Nobody's doing anything anyway. This could be a fun, super fun game night in your group. And then you could collect all the money and you could either put it in as a final order for yourself in December, or you could put it as a first order for January. Don't overthink this. That's my number one thing on all of this is don't overthink it. Don't get so caught up in what Krista does that you're like completely paralyzed. Like, take the concept. Here's an idea. How can I make this work for me and my business? And that's what it has to come to, because doing exactly what Krista does, unless you're in Pink Zebra, then that makes no sense. And you're going to just sit there and think about, I should do this, and then you won't. If you're in Pink Zebra, do what Krista does. If you're outside of Pink Zebra, think for yourself. Be creative.
Still 100 ways, different ways to do something.
100, yes. 100 different ways.
Unload your Christmas stuff right now so people have it for their Christmas presents. Offer to put wrapping paper and a bow in it, so it's instant shipping. I send one of these to every
100%
person.
You should. Yes.
I send one of these. You can get them on Amazon. They're very affordable. All it is there's like 30 or 40 cards and there's 5 winners, right? I just buy them, and anybody who does one of these also gets one of these. What do they get? Whatever I want to give them. If they get a winner, or it'll say sorry. If they get a winner, I give them a free jar of sprinkles if they get a winner. But
nice.
These little cards, it's crazy. People do crazy stuff for simple things. They know they get one of these cards, so it's just kind of like a bonus from me, and they love me for these, and it's just not really a big deal. But the perception is you're going above and beyond. But offer a bow and a piece of wrapping paper in the box, you know, that you're sending them off, or throw some peppermints in there, or candy cane. Like,
you could have you could throw like next month's sample in there. Like, if you're a company that has samples, or you could throw in.
Literally make a sample of sprinkles, which I do also. Get a sample of next month's scent of the month, or Paisley's pick. And they love that stuff.
You could put a new flyer in there, a recruiting information. You're already shipping. What else can you put in there? Because we all know that once you hit a certain threshold shipping cost, you can just keep putting stuff in there until the thing's like 20 pounds and it costs the same.
Yes, I hate shipping stuff. I do a lot of mail. I send a lot of samples and hostess packets, but I hate packing up boxes because they're rough on the boxes. And if stuff breaks, then you have I just hate packing up boxes. And that's why I have fought this for so long. And I'm owning it. But it's not stupid on my part, but bullheaded. I should have just dealt with packing the boxes. $1,000 in 1 hour.
Okay, so in the last month, you did probably $2,000, $2,500 in sales just from this.
Probably closer to 3,000. 3 hours. It took longer to put the stuff on the shelf and pack it up and ship it than it did to sell it.
That's amazing. Amazing. Like you said, and if you're sitting on inventory, what a great way to move inventory here before the end of the year. Well, Krista, I don't want to keep you forever. I've taken up way too much of your time, but I appreciate you sharing this. Oh my gosh, is that a pumpkin on the shelf?
Girl.
Oh, you were holding out on me. Okay. I'm going to find Punch Cup. And then I want you to rig it so that's my punch cup.
Oh, where'd you go? I lost you again.
Oh no, that pumpkin is so cute.
Oh my goodness.
Did I lose you?
Well, I don't know if you can see me, but I can't.
I can't see you.
Here
you're coming back. There it is. Yeah.
Look, there's a pumpkin simmer pot. That's an accent shade. And that's an accent shade.
Oh, he's so cute. That is so fun. So fun. Like, you can do seasonal and fun stuff. You can have a blast with this. I love it. I appreciate you so much coming and sharing with us. If you have questions for Krista, please put them in the comments. A bunch of them we did already answer here on the Zoom. But then Krista will come in a little while and keep checking back and answering any questions that you have. And then Krista, if you will put your VIP group link in there, totally have permission for that. Just like I said, you guys be respectful of her and her time and her group. Don't just be a lurker. If you're going to join it, then I do expect you, I'm telling you, I expect you to be participatory. I'm not saying you have to buy punch cups, but you need to participate in like things, love things, comment things. Don't just go in there to lurk and steal ideas. We are better than that. Community over competition.
Please remember that I'm all about being very professional on social media, but we in my sprinkle community, we're like family. So
are you like warning us?
Well, I just you'll see, like, they're almost running my group for me. I love them.
That is great. That is true community when they post more than you.
When we go live, well, I post quite a bit, but when we go live, Rory dances and sings, and it's kind of like
the cutest. She is the cutest. Well, thank you so much.
A picture of what my punch cup looks like and what I post for my VIP group, in case you don't want to deal with the posting of sprinkles all the time. And again, don't get stuck on this. Right, do not get stuck on this punch cup thing. It can be solo cups. It can be, it could be anything. It's just the visual of them picking that number, and
it associates to something else, right?
Yeah, or a bag or whatever. You could line your bags across where they can see them. Julie put all her stuff on. She had a big kitchen table. She laid it all out and stacked it on the boxes so they could see, and she kind of stood in front of it and did it that way. My counter is just not big enough for all this stuff, and this is just where I do it.
I think it's perfect spot, and the lighting's good in there. Well, I appreciate you, Krista, so very much, and I appreciate you guys hopping on and watching What Works for Me Wednesday with Miss Krista Clay with Pink Zebra. You guys have an amazing week, and we will catch up next week, and we're going to talk about parties and mega parties. Take care, guys. Bye. Bye.